Welcome back to Primetime News.
And a special welcome to those of you watching on onespotmedia.com.
Up first, this evening, CEO of the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, Rosalie Gage-Gray, has been asked to, quote, step aside following shocking details that her agency knowingly exposed wards of the state to a United States man banned from interacting with minors.
Youth Minister Favour Williams outlined the report conducted by the Office of the Children's Advocate today, as she stressed that she was misled by Mrs. Gage-Gray despite several interventions. Kelisha Williams has that story.
All eyes were on Parliament on Tuesday as news surfaced that the CPFSA failed to protect wards of the state from Carl Robonsky, founder and CEO of Embracing Orphans, who has been found to have had sexually inappropriate exchanges with a minor in the U.S. in 2014. In Parliament today, Youth Minister Favour Williams outlined that Mr. Robonsky and the CPFSA had a long relationship which dated back to 2009 after Embracing Orphans leased the property father's house. But she was only made aware of his inappropriate behaviors in 2021 after a media report.
I immediately requested a report of the CEO of CPFSA and issued directives to immediately sever all ties with the organization known as Embracing Orphans and with its founder and CEO, Carl Robonsky.
During that time, the Office of the Children's Advocate, OCA, announced that it would be doing an investigation into the allegations against Mr. Robonsky. Mrs. Williams further stated that the OCA report showed that the CPFSA had been trying to frustrate the investigation.
The OCA recommended that in order to avoid any interference, a named manager and a named house mother to be reassigned, as they have been actively reinforcing to the girls that they should not cooperate, and further that the instruction originated from the CEO of the CPFSA.
In fact, the youth minister stated that despite several reports from the CPFSA that it had severed ties with Embracing Orphans and Carl Robonsky, she was misled by Rosalie Gage-Gray.
Madam Speaker, the OCA's investigation lays bare the many different points of contact that Carl Robonsky had with the girls in the father's house, physically and virtually. I am enraged when I consider that hearing the report, the explicit directives were given, there was constant follow-up. Madam Speaker, the situation is untenable. It cannot be defended.
Which is why Mrs. Gage-Gray has been asked to step down.
Based on the report of the OCA, it is not in the best interest of our children in state care for the CEO of the CPFSA to remain as head of agency while further investigation takes place. And so I call on her to step aside, at least while the Public Service Commission completes its deliberations.
The youth minister also indicated that the report has been sent to the police to see if any charges can be laid against anyone who has been found to have abused any of the children. In reacting to the shocking findings, opposition spokesperson on youth, Dr. Angela Brown-Burke, questioned whether there are other weaknesses in the system of child care services.
We also require some kind of an analysis as to the failures in the system that could have led to this. Yes? So that we could begin to have a conversation as to how we prevent this.
Kelisha Williams, TVJ News.